Okay, let's quickly go over the test rig setup here. So we've got our calibrated bench vise. We've got our first blade loaded into a grip. It's compressed into the vise to the point where the blade's really stiff, pretty much like what you might tighten it down to with a bolt, so your blades aren't going to slip in the grips. We'll note that the root is right at the edge of the vise. We'll use that for a lineup marker. We come out here. The blade is being very lightly supported. You can see it's actually can still wiggle, but we have a block of wood right there, so when we add our weight to our moment arm to twist the blade, it won't slip in the grip. This is marked with this red tube with a black mark, so we have a reference point for the next blade. Explain the rest of the setup. We've got a small quick grip vise. This gives us about a 6.5 inch moment arm right here, and we're going to apply 1 pound, approximately 1 pound of solder to it. We're going to let that twist the blade. What we're going to do for measurement is we have a dial indicator here, and the dial indicator, the dial has already been set to 0, so with no load on it, it's at 0. We are then going to preload the blade to 200, so we're going to go around twice, and we're going to put 200 thousandths of preload on the blade to give it some tension. Then we're going to apply the weight, and we're going to measure, see how much it shifts. Alright, so here comes the preload. Oh, one other thing. Both these blades, one's a 600, one's a 610. 610 millimeters loaded in the vise already. There are 2 pieces of blue tape with 2 black marks. This is 3 inches from the tip. This is 4 inches from the tip. So we're approximately hitting the same point. So we have some consistency. So we're going to go ahead and preload this. One, just about 2. We'll wrap on the table. Alright, I'll pick this up so you can see. Small dial is at 2, big dial is at 1, so we have 201 thousandths preload on that blade. You can see I'm kind of tapping on the table, bouncing it around, sitting right at 201. So that's our starting point. Now we're going to add this 1 pound, approximately, like I said, approximately 1 pound of solder to it, and watch how much it twists. Okay, so we come back and take a look. We have gone, get another pointer here, we were at 201, we've come back around 90, 80, not quite 70, we're about 72, so about 29 thousandths. Now I'm going to lift the weight back off while you guys watch the dial for me. Weight coming off. We're going to recenter. So there we go. So right, 200 thousandths. I'm going to put the weight back on. Actually, I bumped it there. Center it up. Sliding the solder on. Dropping onto the moment arm at the end of it. So again, this blade deflects right around 28 thousandths of an inch. So when you're loading up your cyclic or your pitch, collective pitch on your blades, you can see how much that particular blade wants to flex. Let's take a quick pause. We're going to reload the other blade. Okay, so again we've got the this time the 600 millimeter blade loaded into the vise. Things are leveled off. We've got this just barely being supported here by this wood block. Again, same distance point out from the vise. The blade itself at the root, again, is gripped very, very close to the exact same spot as the other blade. Right on the edge is the root, the edge of the vise, tip of the root. Again, we're going to preload the dial indicator to 200 thousandths of an inch. So we'll bring this in over the top. I'm going to start pulling this up. Again, the marks are, we're measuring at 3. We have our moment arm applied at 4 inches. So I'm going to bring this up. 1, 2. We're going to line it at 3 inches there, get it on the mark. Slide that back a little more. That's pretty close. See, we can't get our on the money there. About the same thing as we were last time. We're sitting right about 202 thousandths. So get in on that. Alright, now let's load our weight on. Actually, I already know what the results are going to be, so I'm going to keep this on here as I load this weight on. Weight is hovering over the moment arm. Weight is being applied. Dropping. So we've gone 100 thousandths. Now continue to watch the meter. My hands are here. More. There's yet another thousandths of an inch. There's yet another thousandths of an inch. So that now has gone 110 thousandths of an inch in deflection. So let's see, the other blade was about 28 thousandths. This blade is still continuing to deflect. So it's twisting more and more. So now let's take the weight off of it. Come back around. So weight is off. Now look at the meter. Look at it slowly returning back to its original. That's the difference between a $50 set of carbon fiber blades from Company X and a little more well known from RotorTech. She's still not coming back. Let's see how much longer she wants to go. Remember, we were at 201 originally. Here, let's help it a little bit. Okay, so we may have lost our center by just a few thousandths, but the net result is that you saw it deflect a lot more and then it slowly returned. What does that mean in flight? You go out and buy a set of blades, you be the judge. See which ones you like better.